He's the same age as me. Can't tell, right? This guy's got a pretty old-looking face. Before I knew it, a handsome co-worker from my group was standing behind me. I'd just returned to the head office after 10 years at a branch office. When I told people my age, the employees who didn't know me were quite surprised. I have an old-looking face and often get mistaken for being older than I am, so I'm used to this kind of reaction. But it doesn't feel great. Hey guys, he's well aware that he looks older than he is, so don't give him too hard a time about it. Because of that, hey, cut it out, man. I ended up getting defensive and slapping my coworker's shoulder. It's one thing if they're just having fun mocking my plain appearance, but this guy tries to poke at old wounds that I don't want touched, that I don't even want to remember. Just then, why don't we talk over there? Just the two of us. The most beautiful woman in the company took my hand, blushing, coming to my rescue. My name is Smith, 45 years old. I'm an ordinary office worker at a general trading company. Recently, I'd been traveling around the US for work, but now I was back at the head office. Though I was a bit nervous about being back at HQ for the first time in 10 years, I was able to greet my boss casually since we'd met frequently. Everyone, this is Smith, who's starting at the head office today. Over half of you are his seniors, so make sure to show him the ropes. After that introduction from the department head, I took my seat amidst the welcoming atmosphere. When I opened my phone during lunch break, a young employee called out to me, "Is that photo your daughter? She's adorable." The female employee was pointing at the photo of my niece that I had set as my phone's wallpaper. "She's my sister's daughter and just turned 1 last month. She's so darn cute. I took a ton of photos of her." "Oh, that's actually. So you're married, Smith. How old are you now?" Before I could correct the female employee's misunderstanding, the conversation kept jumping. Other employees were starting to gather around too. I'm 45, and what? I tried to continue with "I'm not married yet," but her loud voice stopped me short. "You're 45? Yeah. Oh, sorry. It's just, you have this dignified air about you, so." I see. So she thought I was older. It's true. A lot of people in their 40s these days look youthful. I mean, even among celebrities, there are tons who look ageless even as they hit 60. While it's becoming the norm for people's appearance not to match their actual age, it's no longer rare to look younger than you are. So I guess she was surprised that I look old for my age. I've always looked older than I am. In elementary school I got mistaken for a middle schooler, and by high school people thought I was an adult. I guess I've got what they call an old-looking face, though my family kindly says I have a mature-looking face. But now that I'm fully an adult, I probably just look like a middle-aged guy. This isn't new. I'm used to people being surprised when I tell them my age. Seeing the exchange between me and the female employee, people around us started gathering to see what was up. In no time, my age had spread around. It's not a bad thing, but given their reactions, it doesn't exactly feel good. "So he's the same age as the manager, Mr. William." Someone's murmur made me react too strongly. William. When it was decided that I'd return to HQ, he was the one I was most worried about. He joined the company the same year as me, and with his sweet face and elegant mannerisms, he quickly had the female employees wrapped around his finger. As he got older, his charm didn't diminish at all. In fact, his maturities made him even more popular. If he were just a handsome coworker, it wouldn't affect me at all. But he and I have a history. It's in the past now, and I'd rather not remember it. So I wanted to avoid getting involved with him as much as possible. But it doesn't seem like he's gonna let that happen. Yeah, same age as me. Can't tell, right? Before I knew it, William was standing behind me. I don't know if he came over because he was drawn into the conversation, or if he had business with me to begin with. "Oh, Mr. William." The female employee's cheeks all flushed red at once. His popularity seems unchanged from 10 years ago. Mr. William is on a whole other level. I know, right? No way he's 45. Haha, thanks. The women surround William, praising him excitedly. I gotta admit, it's impressive how he maintains that model-like physique and skin condition. It wouldn't seem odd if he said he was in his early 30s. I fully understand that his looks are the result of his own efforts, and I don't resent him for it. My reason for disliking William is something else. Now, everyone. He's well aware that he looks older than he is, so don't give him too hard a time about it. This is it. Aware of his own good looks, he thoroughly puts down anyone he's decided is below him. He's mocking my plain appearance and getting a kick out of it. If it were just talk, that'd be one thing, but no, I don't want to remember. Anyway, I don't like William or the people who suck up to him because they like his looks. Even coming back to HQ after 10 years, the environment around William and his circle hadn't changed. I thought maybe I'd ignore it and go get some fresh air, but right then, a woman took my hand. Why don't we talk over there? Just the two of us. Huh? When I tilted my head, she blushed. Oh, not like that. The manager told me to show you where the file storage room and copy machines are and stuff. I see. Well then, I'll take you up on that. The female employee who suddenly spoke to me was strikingly beautiful. Thanks to her, I was finally able to get away from there. A few weeks after returning to the company, I'm already plagued by paranoid delusions that someone is bad-mouthing me. No one besides William says nasty things to me directly, but I can't help being bothered by their stares. Even though they might not be talking about me, just making eye contact makes me suspicious that they are gossiping about me. I hate this negative thinking and environment, and the stress is steadily building up. Amidst all that, there's only one person who brings me peace of mind. Her name is Samantha. She's in the same department and sits across from me. According to those around us, she's turning 29 this year. She's the one who helped me escape from the circle when I was being teased on my first day back. From the moment I first saw her, I was amazed by how beautiful she was. She has a presence like the main heroine of an office drama. She's friendly to everyone and good at her job. But she's not arrogant, and if there's something she doesn't understand, she'll rely on me too. The materials you gave me were really helpful, Mr. Smith. Thank you. Glad they were useful. You're like the ideal boss, Mr. Smith. You work quickly and make no mistakes. I want to become like you. Her smiling and politely thanking me was truly healing for me. At first, people looked at me like they didn't know how to interact with me, but as I communicated with Samantha, other employees started asking me about all sorts of things. I thought I should actively engage with the other employees too. However, when it comes to drinking parties, that's another story. Let's go out for drinks today. It was the first Friday since I started working at HQ. Someone said that, and people started raising their hands one after another saying they'd go. I'm not good with drinking parties. I don't know who to talk to, and I don't know how to deal with drunk people. If I'm going to drink, I prefer sipping alone. Are you coming too, Mr. Smith? I have plans today. Oh, right. You have a wife and kid. But next week we're having a welcome party for you, so keep your schedule open. Wife. Kid. I was dumbfounded, not knowing what they were talking about, and the coworkers who had invited me left. Come to think of it, they saw a photo of my niece when I got back to HQ. I realized they still thought she was my daughter, but the people I needed to correct had gone drinking. Well, I can just explain next time. I decided to finish up my remaining work before going home and turn to my computer. Just then, Samantha, who had been in a meeting until a bit ago, came back and immediately started working. The meeting participants were eagerly getting ready to leave. You're not going drinking, Samantha. Samantha is popular with both women and men, so I had assumed she would join. When I asked, she looked a bit troubled. I have work I need to finish today. I see. Want me to help? No. I suggested it, thinking she could join up if she finished early. But Samantha looked even more worried. Then, after glancing around, she told me in a low voice, "Sorry, that was a lie about having leftover work." Huh? A lie? I'm not good with drinking parties, so sometimes I turn them down with work as an excuse. I see, so that's how it is. Please don't tell anyone about this. Don't worry, I won't tell a soul. I'm not good with them either, so I get where you're coming from. Really? That's a relief then. I'm not good at dealing with drunk people. I can keep up with that unique atmosphere. I totally get it. Same here. I see. I had thought Samantha could enjoy drinking parties since she's popular, but I was way off base. I suddenly felt a strong sense of kinship with her. Samantha seemed to feel the same way, and we chatted for a while. just the two of us. Eventually, once we saw that there were fewer people in the office, we left the company together and worked to the station. As we parted ways, she said, "Of course I'll go to your welcome party, Mr. Smith," which made me happy. Maybe because of our sense of camaraderie, Samantha and I started talking a lot more starting the next week. It's nerve-wracking to talk to a beautiful coworker, but since we seem to have similar hobbies and values, conversation flows easily for us. I had various worries about returning to HQ, but having her around made it seem like I could overcome a fair amount of stress. But then, "Yo Smith, you going after Samantha or something?" Suddenly, William called me out and hit me with this. He's always picked fights with me whenever I hit it off with a woman. Today too, the moment he brought me to the meeting room, he was scowling with displeasure. There's no way a bit of friendliness would develop into romance. What is he talking about? In the first place, I'm well aware that I'm not popular with women. For the good-looking William, I wonder if he assumes it's about love the moment he gets a bit closer to someone. That sounds tough in its own way, but I don't want him butting into my friendships. I just got back to HQ. I don't have time for that. Well, I guess that's true. Hearing my response, he quickly backed off. I wish he'd let me get back to work already. Just a heads up though, don't get any funny ideas about Samantha. She likes me. Huh? His unexpected statement makes my brain refuse to think. Samantha likes William of all people. She's always praising me to the skies, saying I'm handsome, I'm good at my job, stuff like that. Well, I like her too, so I'm thinking of going out with her soon. Don't even think about making a move on her. I told you, I'm not interested like that. My strained voice seemed to reach William. Right, if you get the wrong idea, the same thing as before might happen again. Huh? Well, know your place. The same thing as before. I clenched my trembling fist. My trauma was caused by William, but it's also because of my own weakness. As I was unable to retort, William scoffed at me and left. That Friday, I headed to a pub for the welcome party being held for me by my department. I'm not keen on drinking parties, but I have no choice but to go when it's being held for me. When I arrived at the pub, I was shown to a large room. One of my coworkers had prepared a raffle, and we were to sit in the corresponding seats. Samantha was sitting next to the seat I drew. "Oh, Mr. Smith, let's have a good time, Samantha. I can't believe we ended up next to each other." I was so happy I smiled. Samantha said to me in a low voice, "If you're next to me, Mr. Smith, I might actually enjoy this drinking party." "Huh? Thank you. What are you drinking, Mr. Smith? Here's the menu." For a moment, her casually spoken words made my heart skip a beat. She's kind to everyone. So if I react to every little thing like this, my heart won't be able to take it. And so began the welcome party. There were many familiar faces, and people got excited talking about how I had bounced around different branch offices. My coworkers listened intently to my stories too, so it seemed like it would be a more enjoyable drinking party than I had been worried about. Amidst all that, I heard a lively voice coming from Samantha's direction. "Samantha, you drinking?" "Yes, I'm drinking." "Whoa, you're pretty strong, huh? Okay, let's order some stronger booze and drink together." Samantha the heavy drinker. "Oh gosh, Davis, you're too much." A drunk employee, Davis, was hitting on her. Davis is usually quiet and reliable, but it seems he has a habit of getting handsy when he drinks. As expected, Samantha had a strained look on her face. I couldn't just leave her, so I tapped Samantha on the shoulder. "Samantha, your face is red. Want to get some fresh air outside for a bit?" "What?" "Davis, that's how it is, so I'm gonna let her take a little break." "Okay. Smith, you're the man." I managed to lead Samantha out of the room. While gazing at the courtyard outside the restaurant, I check on Samantha's condition. "You okay?" "Yes, thank you. Davis is not a bad guy, but..." "I know. But you don't have to push yourself, Samantha." "I'm so glad you said something, Mr. Smith." Those words made my heart race. Samantha looks embarrassed, perhaps feeling shy about what she just said herself. And it's terribly cute. I acted like I wasn't interested in front of William, but the truth is, I was already drawn to Samantha. At first I only thought she was beautiful, but as I interacted with her, I saw how she has a solid character and kind personality, and I completely fell for her. However, if she likes William, I probably don't have a chance. If I can at least be friendly with her as a boss she gets along with, that's enough. Hiding my feelings, I exchange a few words with her and then return to the party room. Then, I heard William's loud voice. Smith's always been gloomy and ugly. Seriously, can you believe we're the same age? William, his face beet red from alcohol, seemed to be bad-mouthing me to those around him. This side of him is nothing new. He criticizes my personality and appearance, seeking agreement from those around him. Sighing, thinking again. I tried to ignore him and return to my seat, but then I overheard something I couldn't let slide. Back when he worked at HQ before, he had a girlfriend he'd been dating since college, with the intention of marriage. But as soon as she met me, she dumped him. And then, get this, she fell for me instead. Hilarious, right? William. Oh, welcome back. We were just having a lively chat about you. William laughs uproariously. His revelation causes a stir among those around us. Wait, for real. So Mr. William stole his girlfriend. Everyone gossips while glancing at me. What William said is true. When I joined a company, I had a girlfriend I'd been dating since college. We were in the same year and got along well. She judged me not by my looks, but by what's inside. We had even started talking about marriage, but the moment I accidentally mentioned at work that I had such a partner, William said he wanted to meet her. At the time, I didn't know William's true nature, so I introduced her to him and a few other co-workers. Everyone said, "Make sure you invite us to the wedding." But a few months later, my girlfriend broke up with me. I fell for someone else, she said. It was so sudden, I couldn't accept it. When I pressed her, the other man was William. I knew they had exchanged contact info the first day they met, but she had a lot of guy friends to begin with, so I hadn't minded. But William is so handsome and handles everything smoothly. I couldn't help but be drawn to him. Coming from the girlfriend who had told me a man's not about his looks, I no longer knew what to believe. Thinking that if it was one-sided on her part, I could get William to do something about it, so I brought it up with him. But then he said something even more unbelievable. "Your girl's easy, man." I was a little nice to her, showed her my manly side, and she did a total 180. I was looking forward to seeing your current despairing face. That's when I finally realized William had approached her with an ulterior motive. An ugly guy like you getting married. Don't get so full of yourself. Staying single for life is what suits you. My life was changed for such a childish reason. I was tormented by despair, uncontrollable anger, and sadness. I didn't even have the will to try to get back at him. After that, I couldn't put my heart into anything I did. The shock of being betrayed by William and my girlfriend made me unable to truly trust people. Dating was too terrifying to even consider. Surely anyone would abandon me. That's what I started to think. Unable to look William in the face and letting it affect my work, I requested a transfer myself. I had been interested in working at a regional branch to begin with, so the timing was good. 10 years passed since then, and as a result of working at various branch offices, I gained a broad perspective and lots of knowledge and experience. They said they definitely wanted me to put those skills to use at HQ, so I couldn't refuse and reluctantly came back. Why are you bringing that up now? Having the trauma of my past that I wanted to forget dredged up by the very person who planted it, I felt a lump in my throat. It's hard to breathe. The stares are painful. Why, you ask? William approached me and said in a low voice, "I told you, don't get any funny ideas about Samantha." He was displeased that I had taken Samantha out of there. So out of spite, he revealed my past to everyone, poking at my trauma. Get it, everyone. This Smith here is a pathetic excuse for a man. He must be enjoying this situation. William smirks as he looks around at everyone's faces. I could hear snickering coming from somewhere. This is why I didn't want to come back. I want to disappear from here. I don't want to see anyone anymore. My legs gave out and I fell to my knees. What is wrong with you? The one who said that in a pained voice was Samantha. Samantha, Mr. William, how can you say such awful things when you're the one who stole Mr. Smith's girlfriend? Samantha is defending me. She faces William with clear disgust. Even William is surprised. What are you talking about? She's the one who chose me, I didn't do anything wrong. Well, sorry, my face was more her type. I'm saying that remark is terrible. Of course the girlfriend is wrong too, but do you have no remorse at all, Mr. William? Samantha, it's okay. I stroked the back of the teary-eyed Samantha. I was happy she talked back for my sake. But Mr. Smith, I'm so frustrated. Why do you have to be told these things? Yeah, William's going too far. Maybe he's just jealous of Smith. I mean, Smith was talking about marriage before him, and honestly, Smith's better at his job. My coworkers who joined the same year as me started saying things like that. Gradually, everyone's gazes turned from curiosity about me to condemning William. Huh? What the hell? You're all enjoying listening too, right? Bunch of hypocrites. Perhaps unable to stand this atmosphere, William shouts. Maybe he still has alcohol in his system, as he stands up unsteadily. Nothing good's gonna come from taking the side of a loser like him. William must have felt uncomfortable as he slammed his share of the bill on the table and left. After that, the mood was not at all fitting for a welcome party. I can't stand feeling the stares from all around, but I can't say I'm leaving too in this situation. I endured it somehow until closing time, and after we disbanded, I thanked Samantha. Samantha, thanks for standing up for me against William earlier. No, I just couldn't forgive him. Samantha states firmly. She's not only kind, but has strong principles. You saved me. Because of things that happened in the past, I was afraid to trust people. Even when I showed my weakness, Samantha listened kindly. You did nothing wrong, Mr. Smith. I know it's not something you can just move on from right away, but I pray your emotional wounds will heal. Thank you, really. I'm so glad you were here, Samantha. If anything ever happens with you too, let me know. I'll be there for you. When I said that from the bottom of my heart, Samantha looked down. She's pouting her lips and mumbling something. Huh? What was that? I said, please don't say things that'll get my hopes up too much. That's not good, right? Get her hopes up. Did I say something like that? And what does she mean by not good? Our office romance is forbidden or something. But just for now, can you forgive me? Samantha said excuse me and touched my arm. I was so startled. I froze on the spot. William said those awful things. But I like your face, Mr. Smith. Oh, haha, what are you doing complimenting an old man like me? I'm not joking or teasing you. Do I seem like the kind of person who would do that? No, you don't. When I answered immediately, Samantha laughed softly. My heart is pounding loudly. Then I'm glad. You should have more confidence in yourself, Mr. Smith. I wonder what she meant by that. Unable to grasp Samantha's true intentions, all I could do was say thank you. The following Monday, the moment I arrived at work, my eyes met Samantha's and I reflexively looked away. Glancing at her, I saw she had the same reaction. After the welcome party, there was an indescribable atmosphere between us. Feeling shy or awkward, that sort of air flowed between us. Without even a proper greeting, the morning meeting begins at the department head's call. I have an announcement for everyone today. Smith, who recently returned to HQ, has been promoted to division manager. There's an immediate stir around me. Of course, I already knew about it, so I'm not surprised. I just silently bask in the attention. Smith did. Is that true? The employees who can't believe the personnel change for me, who hadn't stood out, are confirming with the department head. Yes, it's true. You know how in the past few years, we've established a system to effectively coordinate between HQ and the branch offices. He's the one who created that. Told about my most noteworthy accomplishment. Several people's eyes widen. Work that could be done when I was at HQ couldn't be done at the branch offices. I realized this was mainly because information exchange and sharing between offices wasn't going well, so I devised ways to make work flow smoothly. In hindsight, immersing myself in work to forget about the heartbreak and betrayal is also why I succeeded. When transferring to HQ, we had him start as a rank-and-file employee instead of a manager for the time being, but now we've brought him back to be active at HQ. In front of the stunned group, the department head asks me to say a few words. I give an inoffensive greeting and bow. Everyone's stares are painful, but I just have to endure a little longer. That's amazing, Smith. Your wife must be so happy. It's nice of Davis, who I often chat with next to me, to break the stiff atmosphere, but... Wife. When did Smith get hitched? The surprised department head looks at me. That's right. This misunderstanding still hasn't been cleared up. I'm single. It seems some of you have the wrong idea, but what? A loud voice echoes through the office. I look towards the source of the voice and see Samantha hurriedly covering her mouth. She thought I was married too. Still, is it really that shocking? You're single, Mr. Smith. Huh? Then, who's the girl in that photo? My promotion is forgotten as they all surround me at once. When I conveyed that I'm definitely single and the photo was of my niece, everyone was surprised. It seems a lot of people in the company are curious about that kind of personal info. I didn't have a chance to correct it. Sorry if it seemed like I was lying. No, it's our bad for just assuming without checking with you. Come to think of it, you don't wear a ring either. The news of my promotion and my single status spread simultaneously throughout the company. I thought no one would care whether I was married or not, but apparently I was wrong. Mr. Smith got called all sorts of things by Mr. William, but his face isn't even that bad, right? I know what you mean. He's got a certain charm, you know, and he's kind and a division manager now. Well, if you can do your job that well, of course you can become a division manager at that age. I know. The other day, he explained something I didn't get in a super easy to understand way. Me too. There was this difficult task, so he made a manual for it. He's kind even when busy, and good at his job. Talk about perfect. In the end, it's personality and ability over looks. I accidentally overheard the female employees having that conversation. They fawned over William and called me old looking, but women sure are scary. But what's truly terrifying was yet to come. Mr. Smith, would you like to have dinner with me tonight? Huh? Right before quitting time, about 5 of my female coworkers come over. It takes me a moment to realize they're inviting me out. Me? Yes, you. Oh, can we invite girls from other departments too? They're moving forward, without me agreeing, so I hurriedly put a stop to it. No, why? I'm not particularly good at telling interesting stories. What? We're super interested in hearing about your work, Mr. Smith. Please tell us about your time at the branch offices. In the end, I was coerced into going drinking with 10 women, including some I'd never even seen before. I'm still not good with drinking parties, but everyone listened intently to my stories and took an interest in me personally, so I felt more at ease than I ever had before. Occasionally, someone would ask if I was really single, check if I had a girlfriend, or ask what I thought of them. I was baffled, wondering are they making a move on me? After that day, I started getting invited to meals by female employees a lot more, and they'd actively chat me up. I'm genuinely happy when they ask about my work, but as someone who's never been surrounded by women this much, I have no idea how to deal with it. Even when my male coworkers jealously say you're a real ladies' man, I'm at a loss for how to respond. I even started thinking I should have just lied and said I was married, but then Samantha invited me out for a drink. Since we hadn't properly spoken since that incident, I immediately agreed. Just sitting side by side at the counter of the quiet bar Samantha found had me feeling elated. That's how simple I am. It's been a while since we've talked like this, just the two of us. It has. There hadn't been any drinking parties since then either. Come to think of it, you don't like drinking parties. So are you okay coming here with me? Samantha grips her glass with her slender, smooth hand. It was as beautiful as a scene from a movie. Not knowing I was entranced, Samantha nodded emphatically. I may have mentioned this before, but I'm not good at dealing with drunk people. Especially with men. They often hit on me. I see. I don't like that drunken forcefulness. Some people even get angry when I turn them down. It's scary. A beauty like Samantha has probably been hit on countless times. Of course, it's scary to have someone's attitude change just because you rejected them. It's understandable that she'd come to dislike drinking parties. Wait, but I'm okay. Yes. You don't say weird things when you're drunk, Mr. Smith. I feel at ease when I'm with you. At ease. Certainly, I'm probably harmless to her since I'm shy with women. But I didn't think she'd go so far as to say that. It's like, your vibe, or your mannerisms. Well, I'm 45 already. There are plenty of people who aren't calm even at 45. That's why you seem especially mature, Mr. Smith. Being praised that much is embarrassing. I don't know why Samantha compliments me so much. It even feels like I'm being hit on. Everyone thinks you're great, Mr. Smith. Once they found out you were single, the girls started making moves, right? Yeah. Well, I guess a single middle-aged guy in a senior position who's shy with women is a novelty. Don't call yourself a middle-aged guy. You're making me panic. Samantha, sounding desperate, takes a sip of water and takes a deep breath. I thought you were already married, Mr. Smith. So I suppressed my feelings, thinking I shouldn't fall for you. What? This fall for means that kind of fall for, right? Samantha likes me. But I realized I don't have to hold back anymore, so I decided to confess to you today. Are you serious? Why would you like someone like me? See, don't put yourself down like that, saying someone like me. Oh, sorry. Could it be that she cherishes me even more than I do myself? At first I just thought you seemed kind, but when I heard you were in the same year as William, I was surprised by how mature you were. I mean, the men in their 40s and 50s who have approached me until now were much less composed. Maybe you just had bad luck with men. I think so too. But the more I talked with you, the more I felt we really clicked, and I myself was able to feel at ease. You seem to be hung up on your appearance and age, Mr. Smith. But to me, what matters is whether our hearts connect. Come to think of it, maybe my ex-girlfriend and I didn't truly connect. If we had communicated more and really talked, maybe she wouldn't have left me. You said before that your fiancé had a change of heart and it made you unable to trust people, right? Do you feel that way about me too? Yeah. I feel bad for Samantha, but I'm not naive enough anymore to easily believe her. Especially since she's so beautiful and charming. Besides, Samantha likes William. Oh right, you like William, don't you, Samantha? Huh? The serious atmosphere until now is broken as she tilts her head, dumbfounded. Me. Did it seem that way? It didn't just seem that way. I wonder if I shouldn't say he told me himself. As I'm agonizing over it, Samantha shakes her head. The one I like is you, Mr. Smith. Hearing her say it so clearly, I'm taken aback. This is the first time someone has conveyed their feelings to me so directly. I know it's scary. I get that you can't easily trust people, but I want you to believe in me. So I'll do my best. When she said that, all I could do was nod awkwardly. The day after that happened, William called me out during lunch break. I have a bad feeling about this, but I can't ignore him. Smith, I heard you left work with Samantha yesterday. Someone saw you. I knew it'd be about that. Fed up, but knowing there's no point in hiding it, I confirm, yay, that's right. William crosses his arms, looking displeased, and leans against the wall. Where'd you go? Nowhere special. We just went out for drinks. Huh? Went out for drinks. Why do I have to be interrogated like this? It seems Samantha doesn't even like William. But based on his behavior, William must like Samantha. That's why he's getting in my face like this. You're probably misunderstanding things and thinking it's going well for you, but she's gonna be mine in the end. Those words piss me off. No matter how much you like someone, how can you act so high and mighty? Saying she's gonna be yours, that's not cool. She's not an object. Huh? And I want to believe in Samantha, so I don't think it's a misunderstanding. I don't want to betray Samantha. So no matter what William says to me, I won't back down. Maybe he didn't like my attitude, but William's face contorts even more. Just then, I hear a voice from behind me. Mr. Smith. Huh? Samantha. Samantha came over to where we were. She went out of her way to come to the deserted file room. Mr. Williams said he wanted to talk to you. Yeah, I called her here. I thought I'd teach this delusional bastard about reality. William approaches Samantha, but perhaps on guard, she takes 2 or 3 steps back. Hey Samantha, why do you go out drinking with a guy like this? Don't tell me you actually like him, when you've got such a catch right here. Looking appalled, Samantha talks back with dignity. Please, get over yourself. I'm not gonna choose someone based only on looks at my age. Hearing that response, William's tone gets harsher. Huh? Before, you were gushing about how I'm handsome and good at my job. You like me, right? What are you talking about? She must really have no idea what he means. She furrows her brow and thinks for a while. Oh, maybe you mean when I was talking about you with our co-worker Jessica. If so, what I said was he puts on this act of being handsome and good at his job. But really, he just shoves all the work onto everyone else and does nothing himself. What? At the time, both Jessica and I were furious because we kept having to work overtime due to the last-minute work you dumped on us, Mr. William. And then you reported it to the higher-ups as your own accomplishment, so we were just fed up. A total slam dunk. Realizing the words he thought were affectionate actually meant the opposite. His face turns beet red. I'm desperately trying to hold back my laughter. Samantha, you get carried away the moment someone's a little nice to you. I don't recall you ever being nice to me. And is it really okay for you to be schmoozing here? The sales department head was looking for you earlier. Huh? Why would he want me? He seemed really angry. Could it be because you made a pass at his wife, Mr. William? At those words, the color drains from William's face. Why? Didn't you brag about stealing someone's girlfriend at Smith's welcome party? That rumor spread. Come to think of it, the sales department head apparently got suspicious that you've been getting cozy with his own wife lately. The moment she mentioned that, it seems people around them suggested investigating just in case. Lo and behold, they were right on the mark. It seems William was having an affair with the sales department head's wife. Hitting on a married woman too. This is definitely going to court. You little. His face pale, William left without even glancing at us. He brought it on himself. Samantha mutters, appalled. I call her name. I'm sorry I could only give you a vague response yesterday. I can't say I'm fully confident yet, but I don't want to betray you, and I want to believe you won't betray me either. Mr. Smith, when William was grilling me about you earlier, I think I would have normally just brushed it off as nothing. But then I remembered yesterday, and I wanted to believe in you, Samantha. That's why I could stay true to myself. It takes courage to believe in someone. But it must have taken a lot of courage for Samantha to convey her feelings too. It would be insincere to dismiss her feelings out of hand without shaking off my past trauma. Thank you for yesterday, Samantha. I'm still scared, but I'm going to break away from my past. Does that mean I don't want to give up on my own feelings either? Samantha's eyes sparkle with anticipation, enough that even I can tell. So I take the initiative and propose that we date. I want to face you properly. Please go out with me. Yes, I'd love to. After that, we started dating with the company's approval. The female employees who had taken a liking to me seemed disappointed, but they said we can't compete with Samantha and congratulated us. As for William, he could no longer stay at the company because of the affair scandal. Moreover, it seems he was seeing multiple other women too. I hear he's preparing for a lawsuit now. The last time I saw him, he spat out, "It makes no sense that you're loved when you're uglier than me." For a moment I felt displeased, but thinking about it, it sounded like he was frustrated that he's not loved despite his good looks. Maybe he was just jealous of me. If he could be honest with himself, I'm sure he has a charm that would draw people to him. If he reflects and reforms himself, I hope he can move in a better direction. When I told Samantha about this, she said you're way too kind and got a bit angry, but then laughed and said that that's what makes you so wonderful. I've always been self-conscious about my face and personality, but I realize there are people who see not just what's visible, but what's in my heart. How lucky am I? I want to slowly give back the happiness I've been given. To do that, I need to keep being someone who believes in others and is believed in.